Why this topic? This topic is going to help our children in various ways. First, it will develop confidence in them. It will also help our children to have skills and also a mindset to take initiative. It's also going to help them to make decisions, solve problems, and also care for themselves in age-appropriate ways. This will also help us as parents to limit ourselves constantly looking over their shoulders. And to handle this topic, we have a wonderful seasoned educator and HRU practitioner, no other person than Mrs. Charity Tony Uba. I will encourage us to leverage on today's webinar. I hope that at the end of this session, we will go home, transform better parents to be able to build well-rounded children. The webinar promises to be impactful, educative, insightful. So I will hand over to our host or our co-host, Mrs. Coco. The floor is all yours. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. The time we've been all waiting for is here. So go to the chat room and type in, I am ready. I am ready as I bring up our distinguished guest speaker, a seasoned educator and leadership expert with over 25 years of experience in education and leadership development. She holds a degree in mathematics, education, school leadership qualification. She has a Master of Arts in Leadership in Education from Liverpool John Moores University and certification as an entrepreneurship and leadership. She's also a certified Microsoft educator and associate member of several professional bodies. Currently, she serves as the head of Osbridge Tutorial College, Lekki campus. Her passion for empowering individuals is evident in her work with teenagers, young adults, women, and men through inspirational leadership and guidance. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome our speaker, Mrs. Charity Tony Uba. The floor is yours, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me very well, everyone? Thank you so much for such an elaborate introduction. Thank you. You almost made me, jump up from my seat and walk away, to run away. Thank you. I appreciate the management of this prestigious school. I thank Dr. Rhoda in particular for this opportunity. We've just known for about 6 months, but it's as if we've known forever. Thank you for bringing me to this exalted platform to speak to your parents. I appreciate this opportunity and I will not take it for granted at all. I thank the management of Day Spring Infant and Junior School. I thank the children. Children are quite impressionable. It's Abraham Lincoln that said that whenever he saw children, he will bow, he will remove his hat and bow to them because they are our future. They are the future of tomorrow. And in particular, I want to thank the esteemed parents of this school. Thank you for finding it a great opportunity to be with me on this platform today. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. I will share my slides now. And thank you, Mrs. Blessing. Thank you for such a beautiful hosting that you're carrying on this morning. I won't say that you have done because you are still in the business of doing your job. And your co-host, Mr. Moses. So I'm sharing my slides, and I believe that we've heard the topic. Everyone is excited. I want you to put on the chat box. I give a lot of assignments when I'm training because I don't come as one that knows it all. I am work in progress. So we are in this together. And to be honest, the best thing that you can ever be given on earth, the best thing that you can ever receive from God. I know that there are several things that we pray that God should give us, but the best that you can ever receive from God are those children, those impressionable children that are in your homes. And most times when I'm thanking parents, they will say, no, stop thanking me. It's you I should be thanking. You have done this, you've done that. I tell them to come out of your house and give us the most important thing in your life, the most important beings in your life and your lives as collectively. It says a lot. And so I want to say a big thank you to the parents to think it wise, think it's important, that is expedient to push, to give their children, to entrust their children to Dayspring, to this school. It's something that's I see it as life and death, but you have brought your children. And you believe that this school can help mold your children. Because after all said and done, these are the people that will carry on with your legacy. Just in case you've not thought about it, these are weighty words, and you'll hear weightier words as we go on. So I want you to put on the chat box, if you're excited to be here, please put on the put on the chat box, just put a word. I'm excited, I'm elated. And if you're not happy, you can also put there, because something could have happened. I want to just see what is happening on the chat box. My darling host, please, I want you to read out to me what they are putting on the chat box. There's a lot of assignment that will happen, so nobody will sleep this morning on me. And again, thank you very much for all of you that have joined in. We have a very good cohort this morning. Okay, over to you, Ms. Blessing.
Okay, I can see Mrs. Faith. I'm excited. I'm excited. Woof, woof. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm elated to be here. Hallelujah.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. I just wanted to get that. So nobody is sad to be here. Please be excited, because something is going to change in the lives of those children. From today, your children they'll come back and thank me and thank Dayspring. Okay, so the topic before us this morning is Parents Engagement 6.0. That is the session. But the topic in itself is fostering independence and self-reliance in children. I tell them that in life, we are faced with two pains in life: the pain of discipline and the pain of regrets. Those two pains are just before you, but one comes before the other. If you treat the first one that comes early well, you may never experience the other. The one that comes before the other is the pain of discipline. When you treat that discipline very well, knowing that discipline is the bridge that separates your goals from your accomplishments, those children that you're holding, that you're telling, go and sit down, stand up, go here, go there, today, if you adopt the discipline and take on very, very strategic, decisions, and you go through that discipline as a parent, I'm not talking about the children now, you go through that discipline to ensure that you imbibe, you inculcate in them the good values that they should have, then tomorrow, the pain of regret may not surface. When I think of the pain of regret, what comes to me, it's not as if I'm experiencing it, but, tears will almost come into my eyes, because I will just remember that old man that is sitting, that elderly man on his rocking chair and crying. It takes a lot of energy for an elderly person to cry. Crying, saying, if I have to live my life again, there are certain things that I will prioritize. I will put them forward before the things that I thought were important. So if you want your children to be independent, not to call you at every beck and call, or for you not to be called by law enforcement agents or whatever, or you are just called suddenly and you are told, come to the hospital or something, for things that could have been avoided, then today, please begin to take on the pain of discipline. Discipline actions, discipline strategies, discipline behavior, discipline species, discipline examples. It is today. So you don't suffer the pain of regrets. Now, the pain of discipline, as painful as it may look, weighs ounces. Ounces are very light. They are like featherweights. So when you say, oh, do I have to gather these children to talk to them? Do I have to pray with them? Do I have to teach them assignments? It is so minimal compared to the pain of regret that weighs tons. You know what tons looks like? It's like you're going to the wharf and you're carrying a crane on your back. That is what tons is like. That is what the pain of regret is. So this young boy that is on this poster says, I am not afraid of storms, for I'm learning how to sail my ship. A child can only say that, or a parent can confidently say, I'm sending my child away to school. You can be confident because this child can say that. This child can say these statements because you have inculcated in that child the necessary disciplines that are expected and the necessary training that you need to. So the next slide is going to give you, there's another assignment on the next slide. So this is a quick prompt question to get us started. Kindly put on the chat box your response to the question below. And the question is, what kind of child, what kind of children do you want your child or your children to be as adults or adults? I will take it again. What kind? Have you sat down to think? I have sat down to think. I sat down a long time ago to think. My first daughter today is going to be 28 this year, and my last baby is going to be 21. And between them, there are 5 girls. And there were certain things that I had to forego because I taught. So my question to you is, what kind of child, if it is one, or children, even if that baby is a day old, what kind of adults do you want that child to be? Counting tomorrow, let's say if that baby is a week, a day, so you say in 18 years, because 18 years is the adult age, what kind of adult? 25 years, 28, 30, 40, what kind of adult do you want your child of today or your children of today to be? I want that to be put on the chat box. My chat box is buzzing with a lot of answers. So over to you, Ms. Blessing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I have here courageous and equipped. I want my children to be kind and responsible adults. I have responsible, honest, and trustworthy children. I have responsible and independent adults, responsible, resilient, and God-fearing, responsible, hardworking, and independent, kind, confident, respectful, and responsible. I have independent and responsible children of good behavior.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's leave it at that for now. But please keep your comments coming. So I would say that I was waiting to hear something different. I'm quite excited. Thank you for those comments. Nobody has put on the chat box, I want my child to be a thief. I want a child that will be a prisoner. I want a child that will loot the treasury. I want a child that will be this, that will be that, something really negative in the society. That will be a society menace that people are asking, who are the parents of this child? Come and carry your, in fact, when they see who is the person, come and carry your thing. That's the way they will now say it. As if that person is not a human being. They will use the word, come and carry your thing away from here. Nobody has put that. Just in case you've not thought about it, I want you from today to start thinking. And it is your thinking and it's those things that you have written down that will determine the action that you will take today. True. So you have all put you want. Now let's look at the different categories of the kind of, the different categories that our children can fall under. If you look at there's the professional career, you have different professional careers. It's not bad. I want to say it categorically here. I'm in education. It's not bad for you to say, I want my child to be a responsible, you call it profession. It doesn't mean that you force it on the child, but it's a desire. It can be a desire. What if you're praying about it? You can have the desire. Yes, I want my child to stand in the court of law and be the judge. Yes, though it's a wish. It's not bad. The child can wake up and say, no, I don't want to do law. I want to become a teacher. I want to become a doctor. I want to become. So you can play around with your thoughts. Beautiful. I played around with my thoughts. Yes. But at the same time, I was listening to know the direction each child was tilting towards. My children can't wake up today and say, my mommy forced me. No. I would advise and tailor you towards where your strength is. So professional careers, the other one is intellectual and personal growth, moral and emotional development, personal fulfillment and happiness, spiritually, social and community involvement. When you say you want a responsible child, responsible in what? When you hear, oh, your child came out and suddenly gathered people, you saw that the street was dirty, and told people, please, let's clean up the street. It's not good, the street. Won't you be happy with that kind of child? I will be. Because that child is growing up to be responsible. But we have parents who go, are you the one that will clean street for government? Why sit in the house? The child is telling you, these are the things that I should do. So that's about community involvement, and there are other things you can do. So let's move on. So now we are still on that what kind of child. Now, on that career, we have the professional aspects. We have creative fields. We have service-oriented technology, innovation, leadership, public service. You want a child that will go out, that when they mention your family name, your child is the governor, but when they mention your family name, they will say that, we've not seen this type of governor. This is one of the best we've had. In public service, your child is a commissioner, senator, not the one that would, the boat driver will go and deliver goods and say, do you know who I am? Who sent this rat to my house? You won't want a child like that. It's disgraceful. If that young man were to be my brother or my son, I will call you on the phone and say you are a disgrace. I don't care what you want to say. Public service is also another area. You want children that will be skilled in whatever trade, entrepreneurship, business owners. Then when we move on to intellectual and personal growth, children that are critical thinkers, there's a problem in the family. Once your child appears, your son or your daughter, or you send a message and what do we do about this? The child is giving you solution. They will not be small like this forever. Very soon, you will be looking at each other eyeball to eyeball and you are providing solutions. In fact, they will be the ones. Somebody once said, take your children to the place when they are small. Take them to the place where you would want them to take you to when you are old. That statement got me thinking, and I'm still thinking to today. A person mentioned it, it's as if she was crying when she was saying, she said it like 3 times. In today's life, when they are small, take them to where you would want them to take you to when you are old. Meaning that the tables, they turn. There is a time we are the ones talking to them, do this, do this. There is a time we are talking as colleagues. There is the time where they are now the one talking to us. My children I'm beginning to get to the point where it's now the time that my children actually, because they are beginning to say, Mommy, this one, don't go for that thing. Mommy, don't post that thing, no. You leave people alone, no. Don't post there. And I'm wondering that it's like the table is beginning to turn for me now, And I think about it and I follow 2 at times. If it's, yes, it makes sense. It does. So you want your children to be critical thinkers, lifelong learners. I'm going to be running a training this week, Thursday, is on lifelong learning. is free, and creative problem solvers. They're under moral and emotional development. You want children that are empathetic. People put on the chat box a lot of moral, moral exhibition of good behavior. A child that has integrity. A child that when you say this is who this person is, the person does not have two faces. But by then they will be adults. We're talking about the adults they will be. Resilience and adaptable. Not the ones that will say, come on, go away from here. It's my father's house. You are not supposed to come like that. Go out, you are smelling. A young teenager once told me, he said, I heard you. Then I used to carry people a lot. It's security now that is making one really very careful. Security is also not helping us both ways because you don't know who you want to carry in your car. So I used to live inside the street before. And when you're going out, you see people walking and trekking. There was nothing like keke. There was nothing like a bike or anything. So I would just carry them in my car. So one day I was talking to a teenager. We're just, just talking, these young people. And he looked at me and he said, normally, every time you say these things that you carry somebody this morning, you told the person this, don't they smell? Hey, I looked at him and said, what did you say? He said, don't they smell? They will change the smell of your car. When they come down everywhere, you don't take people. I asked myself, I said, are you for real? What's going on here? There are people trained to say that people smell. Excuse me. That's what he said. And he stood by it. And he was very sure that, hello, can you still hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay,
yes,
good.
We can.
So we need to teach our children to be empathetic, to show empathy, personal fulfillment and happiness. Children that are passionate, motivated, confident in what they do. Then under spirituality, children that have respect for God. Children that, we consciously want to stay on the path of the faith that they believe in. There's social and community involvement. They are active citizens, global thinkers, leaders, and of course, adults that become role models to others. Now, the vision, mission, and value proposition of Dayspring, I would always post that because it's one thing that all parents here should. So if you can screenshot, you can actually, you can take a screenshot of this, so you know and you look at it. Because whatever has brought you, if I'm taking my child to a school, I want to know what the vision of that school is. If your vision is not in alignment with our family values, I would take my children there. I won't. So, so the vision, the mission, and the value proposition is important. I don't want to spend time reading. Now, for core values, that is again Dayspring's core values. These 8 points, I call them the 8-point agenda, meaning that they also want to support you in fostering independence and self-reliance in your children. So there is the part of the value creation. Even as families create values for your family, what is your value? Then excellence. They become lifelong learners. The children will not come and say they now know it all. Or you as a parent will also not say the same thing. Because we have parents that, some parents, they know it, everything. Oh, it's shut up, sit down. And you are a smart rat. You are this, you are that. Children today, some of them know some things we do not know. And it's even good you know what they know so that you can also correct some of their thoughts and their thinking. Because at times they think they know it all. Yet, there are distortion in their learning. Catalyst for transformation, meaning that wherever your child finds him or herself, your child will be useful in transforming that environment. Role models, integrity, consistency is key. Consistency. Who you were yesterday is who you are today and is who you will be tomorrow. Those are the kind of children they are grooming for you. Then, of course, the final one is failure is not a stumbling block. If you don't know this as a parent of Dayspring, please know that today. Meaning that if your child comes with, say, a 60, 70, 80%, and you are the kind of parent that is a perfect parent. I remember once my daughter was giving testimony how she, she passed her A-levels very well in church. And she told the whole church that, last year I got a C. I got a C in a subject. C is not a pass in the family. I buried my hand. I just covered my face. That what is this girl trying to say now that I'm too hard? He says, C is not a pass in our family. And everybody looked. Failure is not a stumbling block. When a child does not attain that particular grade. You are there to support the child in achieving that grade. Now, I have a quote here. It says, I believe that what we become depends on what our fathers teach us. Fathers, are you teaching your children? And it's not just teach us when they are ready or at a specific time, at odd moments when they aren't trying to teach us. We are formed by little scraps of wisdom. So I'm speaking to parents this morning, fathers and mothers. Every opportunity is an opportunity to teach. It's an opportunity to reinforce. It's an opportunity to point at the right direction. Every opportunity. If it is not the right time to speak at that time, create that time, the right time that you will speak and refer to that thing that happened in that place. It shouldn't happen again. Or the action you took, well done. That was the right thing to do. Well done. Let's, as we go on, we'll hear more. So I always train with illustrations and stories. It brings home the point. So I have a story here, Our Children, the Stupid Ones. That's the title. It's not me, please. Forgive me, I just brought it out like that so that some of you might have come across it, so that when you come across it, you won't say, you will remember this. I just brought it with the title. I didn't want to change anything, but that's the title, Story 1. That was what attracted me, to be honest. When I saw Our Children, the Stupid Ones, I said, what do you mean? My children are not stupid. So I started reading. After reading, I smiled. I said, it makes a lot of sense. So please go along with me. Story 1, Our Children, the Stupid Ones. She sent me a photo of herself in an ambulance, and I was supposed to be very happy. What is the problem? I asked. This, by the way, is a father that is narrating. I asked, and she said, I collapsed at work. I have not been eating. Why have you not been eating? I asked, and she said, I just get tired after work. And I went, okay, do you drink? Because I have seen photos. And she goes, should that be what you should be asking me at this time? That's a daughter talking to the father. Then the father is lamenting. 4 days now, she has not called. She has not taken my calls. She has left the family group and has kept mute. I am dying from worry because I love her, and have moved from anger to fear that she may cut me off as she is 20 years old. And apart from financial leverage, I really do not have any control anymore. That's a father lamenting. Shehu tells me to be patient. Duke, she is in the UK, and here there are things you cannot just do or say. Otherwise, you would lose her totally. I screamed at Shehu, I'm a father. The F word he used. A fucking pay the school fees. And he says, calm down. It doesn't matter. I go for a meeting disturbed. I mentioned the situation to my boss, who says his son hadn't spoken to him for 2 years, and that his best friend is in a worse situation, as his own 3 kids have stopped all forms of communication. What tribe did we just birth? Our generation seems to have missed it with our kids. We were the yuppie generation growing up in the 1980s. We saw life and lived it. Most of us went to unity schools and from there jumped into federal and state universities. It was those ones amongst us who didn't do well academically that went abroad. Most of us finished our first degrees and started brilliant careers. We battered the new generation banks, the finance houses, and also grew in the professions, law, engineering, and politics. Then we started to marry ourselves and started having children. The expensive private schools started springing up to cater for our need, to give our children what we didn't get. And then we started creating a tribe of monsters. We have built for ourselves a disgraceful community of ingrates. Children who bear no emotional resemblance to us. Children who have no affiliation to us in any way. Culturally detached and total strangers to our cultures and upbringing. Funnily enough, we have all turned to morons being afraid of our children. Be careful, I hear. Be patient and tread carefully. Otherwise, she will cut you off. Mine have cut me off. In our huge houses, big cars, and solid careers, we fear our children. We are happy when they only reach out when it's time to pay a bill. And as soon as they get the money, they disappear only to come back when they need another round of financial refill. He said he wanted to pack out. His mother is a widow. He lost his dad very early, and she broke her back to give them the best. A foreign master's degree later, with 2 other siblings scattered across the globe. Sorry. In our, I would read this before I read the previous one. In our moronic state, we proudly proclaim their madness. My friend would say, Edgar, I have never seen a generation so selfish. She's talking about her daughter, who would not even call in to check up on her for months on end. Then we huddle together like nedators and tell ourselves they are entitled and selfish. The labeling gives us rest and we go about our business. As if that is not enough, we hide under the new label Gen Z and millennials, giving justification to madness, saying, oh, he or she is a Gen Z. They are all like that. When does this stop? How do we get our mojos back? How do we even save these children from the destruction ahead of them? A lot have come back drug-filled. A lot more have become gender confused. Some have lost their lives. Others have ended up in jail. And very few go ahead to make something out of their lives. My friend wonders if it is the initial schools to blame or society. I don't even know anymore because I just tire. This is one essay I will not conclude or provide any solution. Everybody lay your own bed because this is an epidemic where no spare any roof. May God help us and help our children. Now, this is the story. You've listened to me. I think I've just, read through. Last year, I got a call. Somebody was asking if there's anybody on the platform. I belong to a professional group, a platform, that can take a talk on parenting for a multinational. Initially, I didn't know it was for a multinational. So I said, okay. So I wrote to him that I could take it on parenting. Yes, I could take it. So when he said, okay, send your profile, I sent my profile. I said, Charity, it's as if I've gotten the person I'm looking for. I said, who is the client? He said, it's a multinational. I said, whoa. He said, Charity, there's a lot of problem. There's a lot of problem that these people are making stupendous money, but they've lost their children. So if one person goes to another person goes to another person, when you see them gather and they are talking, they just break down in tears. This one will say, my child has not called me, my this, my that. What did we put into them? What happened? Where did we miss it? That is the question. Where did we miss it? This is a father lamenting. The daughter decided to block the father, to stop talking to the father because the father asked specific question. I collapsed at work. Is it out of place for you as a parent to say, what happened? How come you have not been eating? Why are you not eating? Am I supposed to follow you to work? You are now an adult. You have finished university. I paid fees. Am I supposed? And you block your father. You block your mother. You say they are old school. But that is what is happening to the generation that is coming up. We have to salvage our own children. Let's not even let's talk about ourselves. There are some parents that will get upset when their children don't call. They give them specific times. Some set up Zoom meetings. Some, just to keep in touch. So outline for today, introduction, understanding child development, encouraging independence in daily life, building self-reliance through life skills, nurturing resilience and perseverance, creating a supportive environment, overcoming obstacles. Whatever it is we want to do to groom, to foster, independence in our children, will be met with obstacles. So what do we do to overcome those obstacles? And finally, conclusion. So now, in fostering independence and self-reliance in children, it is essential that we know that this is for their overall development, for the well-being of that child. In this time and age, we hear a lot about mental health, mental health. Mental health has always been there since time immemorial. It's just that we didn't give it a name. Before, they will say, oh, the person has gone mad, or is psychosis, or is this, or is that, all kinds of things. But mental health is not madness. It's not. So some of the things that we were calling madness in the past, it could just be mental health to be addressed with talking to, honestly. So now we have a name for it. Overall well-being, then the future success of the child. It is a concept that requires physical, emotional, social, and cognitive development of the child. It's not just one size fits all. It's not. So if you're making provision of everything the child needs, all the kinds of gadgets, the newest one you bring, the best phone, the best toys you give them. I don't know what PS is now. I think I lost count when it got to PS4. I don't know whether they've gotten to PS10. I don't know. You know, you bring all, they're not bad, but there must be balance in whatever it is that you're doing. Everything, the holistic development of the child. So now, what is the definition of independence? You know, you say, there's no boy that doesn't like it when somebody is independent. Let me tell you, we are interdependent to an extent, but there is a level of independence you expect. It will be very disgraceful that a child that is supposed to take certain decisions, like you have gotten to school. Let me even talk about these younger children that you're taking care of now. That are, you know, the age bracket of your children. They are in nursery, they are in primary. A child that can take spoon to feed a child of 6, and the child is still telling you, should I put it in my mouth or in my nose? Of course, you'll be very, very confused. Now, what is going on? Why is it that anytime the child wants to eat, the child will be asking me mouth, nose, or ears? Should I put the food inside my ears? You won't be a happy parent now. You won't. So there are levels of independence we expect. I won't be saying here, when I'm talking to younger children, that it will be somehow, if your child is telling you that, Daddy, should I be a doctor or should I? No, the child is still small. They are still trying to make informed decisions. Or if I have the needle to give injection, should I put the injection in the ear of the person or I should put, that is not for the child. What concerns the child with injection? That's a question out of context. Do you understand? But there are basic things that children should be able to do. So independence is the ability to perform tasks and make decisions without excessive reliance on others. Age-specific decisions. A child wants to use the restroom, and the child is going to the kitchen to tell you they have to sit on the gas to be able to use. You will be running up and down saying there's something wrong in this house. And no. Even if they tell you the child is still small, you will say small. This one, 8 years. Instead of toilet, this child is going to the kitchen. Something is wrong. So there are certain decisions the child will begin to make. You yourself, you'll be happy with yourself. The child knows when to greet. The child knows when to look at you. As the child grows older, is asking, Daddy, you're not smiling today. Mommy, you're not looking happy. Is there, because the child is growing older. But you cannot hold a 2-year-old, 3-year-old that you don't I'm not feeling well. What is wrong with you? What does the child know at that age? So it involves developing physical, emotional, cognitive skills, like I mentioned, where children are able to take care of themselves, for them to be able to solve problems. Problems, again, is age-specific. You can't carry your office problem to a child. But to be honest with you, an adult child can sit with you and actually help you sort out some office issues. There are some strategic decisions I want to take. I lay it on the table, call my, children. Even at that, I don't call, not all of them, maybe my first 2 daughters. And I said, this is, and they will say, why don't you? It's sorted. But by the next morning, it's sorted. So children too have their brains, and it can, they are able to navigate their environment with confidence. It is not only jacket you use to cover children, or you wear them a prom dress and a dinner. That is not the only thing that makes a child look beautiful. What is inside of that child. When the child stands in the public, can you nod your head and say, yes, that's my son, that's my child doing that? Yes. So self-reliance in children also refers to being able to rely on oneself to meet one's needs, to make decisions and to take responsibility for one's actions. I will pause at taking responsibility. Please, parents, make your children take responsibility. It's from the home that we can correct the society that we are confronted with. All of us are facing it. Oh, I was smiling. Was it last week when they started doing these JAMB exams again? And somebody called me frantically, a parent. Oh, they've scheduled my child to do exam tomorrow. Blah blah. What can we do? It was clashing with major external exams. And I listened to him before I picked his call, because I'm everywhere. At times people call me and they'll say, oh, you're not picking. I don't sit with my phone and be looking into the phone. I have so much doing. So he had already called other people around me, and they came, and one of them was standing beside me. These parents have been trying to reach you. So we talked. And at the end, I laughed. He said, madam, why are you laughing? I laughed. I said, I'm happy with this heat that all of us are feeling. He said, you see, I said, it is good. Even the children felt the heat, the children writing the exams, the parents felt the heat, the school felt the heat, the external community, because they were running their own Cambridge exams here, they felt the heat, because there were a lot of requests for them to shift their exams. But I told him, I said, they are not going to shift any exam, because their own is a global exam, and they fix these dates before this kind of, how do I put it now, happened. If we don't teach our children to take responsibility from the home, sorry, I'm using that example because it's what came readily to me. If we don't teach them, they will go to the marketplace and they will still not take responsibility and cause problems for both themselves and the entire society. Society issues we are facing today starts from the home to be corrected. So the younger ones that are coming, these younger children, please bring them up for us. When I look at the ones that I'm churning out now that are going to university, that is my students, I tell them, please come and save us. They knew what they suffered with this last JAMB, and they shook their heads that this country can't continue like this. And anyhow we look at it, there must be a savior for this country. These children will come up. So teach them to be responsible. We saw somebody that came out, he cried though, that he's taking responsibility, but that is the way it should go. Let's leave the other. I'm not going to discuss further than that, but the fact that I said, I take responsibility. But when children start saying, no, it's not me, it's this one. When they are 2 in the house, 3 in the house, and they start lying, it's this one that took it, it's not that one. There is a problem. You dig to the bottom of that matter. Everybody, my own, when my children were growing up, everybody would take cane for it. So one particular time, I caned. But I still dogged, and I got the person that when I now got to the bottom of it, because I tried to get to it, I couldn't. I said, okay, since you are everybody, it seems you are lying, everybody will. Then my baby now came. It's me that did it. After preaching, it's like she got convicted. So she now came. And I said, see what you have done now. You have made me to cane everybody. Now go and apologize to them. They still talk about it now. So she went. Before she finished apologizing, they said, go out of our room. You made us to chop cane on your behalf. You knew you were the one. Since then, they knew what it is to take responsibility, because the sisters also showed that what it is to take responsibility. They were upset. Let us teach our children to take responsibility. Okay? Then the other part of self-reliance is developing a sense of autonomy. We are too much in the faces of the children. I have said it over and over again. What children can do, don't do it for them, please. When they are asking them, what is your name? Why are you answering for them? What is wrong with their mouth? If they don't talk, you say, hey, my child has not talked to my child. No, the child can talk, you will answer. Let them say it. If they say it and it's not clear, hey, you can now say it clearly. If somebody now says, what does it mean? If that child is within that age bracket, cannot say the meaning, you can explain the meaning. But parents take over everything. You don't give them autonomy. So when they go out, they start shaking. Something happened. I watched a video in 2005. That's precisely 20 years ago, that turned my life around. I sat in a training and somebody put a video. That video, the person that was talking did not have arms, but he had legs. It's not Pastor Nick, it's John Fopi. That's his name, John Fopi. He has legs. but no arms at all. And he was talking about his story, but he could drive a car. He was the first, he was among the first set that started driving, brushing their teeth, cooking, going for grocery shopping without arms. No arms at all. So, do you know what autonomy is for a child that has no arms? I'm still yet to recover. And I ask myself every day, will I do that if I'm the mother of this boy? I'm not sure. Because what happened was he grew up in a home. The thing that God did, God blessed them with 10 children. His parents had 10. And they were boys. All boys. So he was like maybe a middle child or towards the end. He wasn't a first child. As they were growing, when they delivered him without arms. His siblings would dress him up when it was time for school. One morning, when he was still a toddler, the mother woke up and said, nobody should dress him up again. I told myself, I said, what? The mother said they shouldn't dress him up, that they should leave him and go to school, that they have their lives to live and he has his life to live, that he must take charge of his dressing up. That she's been trying to let him know that he should be using his legs and trying to use what God gave him to dress up. But because they are there to dress him up, he wouldn't want to do that. So the brothers would cry. They would say, Mommy, let us. The mother said, no, he will do it. So when they leave, I think the mother will be with him. You can do it. You can do it. She was encouraging. Maybe eventually she would do some for him. He would do. Until one day he dressed himself up. He was making milestones. He was moving gradually. He was making, progression. And first of all, he learned how to wear his pants. From there, gradually. Today, he knots his tie with his legs. Everything. And I sat down. I said, no, this is the height of autonomy. You can do it. And today is the most successful among his siblings, the most successful amongst his siblings because of what he is doing. Not out of pity, is a renowned speaker. If he stands to speak, you must have your bank account really heavy for you to be able to take care of him. So self-reliance has to do with self-trust and helping children to navigate challenges and setbacks. Reliance, when you say somebody is for them to have resilience, for them to be resilient, for them to be able to bounce back and become better at whatever it was that they even missed out on or failed in. The ability to bounce back and better. That is what being resilience is. And children need to know that. Not at every point in time they give up. There is a video making the round of a boy that was a taekwondo class. And the instructor was saying, you can do it. The boy was crying, I cannot. He said, no, you can. They wanted him to break a block with his feet. And he did, for where? The thing wasn't breaking. The boy was crying. The man said, you can. And his colleagues started, cheering him on. Parents, you are the people that are the cheerleaders. What breaks children most is when parents said, I know you cannot do well. You look at all your mates, they are better than you. What made God to give me this child? I regret God giving me. Oh, my goodness. There's nothing. What do you want to do to erase such thoughts and that kind of statements to your child? How do you want to erase it? Even if you say, I love you, the day the child will do well, that thing will keep on ringing. And it will be taking the child 10 steps backwards, 1 step forward, 10 steps backwards. Because the child will say that I am a no-do-well. So importance of fostering independence. What's so important about this topic? Why are we treating this topic? First, it promotes self-confidence. Please, I want to say here that if you have questions, you can put your questions on the chat box. But to be honest with you, I'm sure by the time we are done with this session, some of those questions would have been answered. So it promotes self-confidence and self-worth, self-esteem in children. It makes them know that they have a place in life, that they are emotionally stable. So you don't have a child that will go out and think that I'm the least among my peers. No, you are equals amongst equals. It develops problem-solving and critical thinking skills in them, which now helps them to make decisions that they need to make at the right time. It enhances resilience and adaptability. Life. Just last night, I was telling my second daughter, I said, when I was your age, I don't think I ever said it out of my mouth that now, wow, life hard. I didn't say it, but I heard her saying it yesterday. Not because she didn't have food to eat, not because she doesn't have a good job, but she said, Mommy, the pace at which things are getting more expensive, we can't even catch up with it. So when you come, when I see some jobs that are published and I tell them that, hey, there's a job, but the money is small, 150, my children will laugh. What will 150 do for somebody in Nigeria today? What will 100,000 do? And I'm looking at them. Before, those are the kind of amounts that we're looking at earning for us to be happy. What is going on? So life is full of challenges. My dear and beautiful parents, life. Let these children understand that. Mommy, I want this. Daddy, I want this. You provide. There's at times I tell my children, it's not as if we can't give you this, but I will tell you at times, let me go and pray. Let God speak to me that you should. Not you go and pray too. Is it everything that somebody will just give you? Is it everything? They will not start looking at me. Is it everything? This hand God gave you, think of something, do something with your hand. Write an article. Look for websites that they are looking for people to submit article. You never know. The other day I saw one of them, she was online. She said, oh, that I'm volunteering and it's an NGO. I am the project manager. I said, are they paying you? She said, no. I was happy that she could do that. And it's taking her time. Oh, they did a shortlisting for a competition. You know, she put it out. Okay, if you want to earn this amount, I said, how much are you giving her? She said, just 100,000. We are just starting. We're giving anybody that wins it, we'll give the person 100,000 scholarship for 4 years to support the person's education. Nigeria. I said, but that is good. Honestly, even if it was 5 naira they were giving to that person. The initiative. Please don't continue to cover your children. No, don't go there. No. When they are looking for scholarships, these are the things they are looking for. One of my children put in for scholarship and they said, can you write us an essay of so number of words, maybe like 2,000 words, of a problem you solved in your community? And she ran to me, Mommy, what? I said, am I the one to remind you problems you solved? Did I not tell you? Go and sweep streets, for carry children, you will be laughing. So this also enhances resilience and adaptability, like I mentioned. It prepares children for responsibilities and challenges of adulthood. Adulthood is not funny. We saw a video that went out the other day where a girl, whether they said she was creating content or not, that is the truth of the reality of the young people today. That is it. Because anything that people put out, even if it is for read, they'll say it's creating content. Okay, let's assume that it is not content now. That lady that said that Tinubu, I don't know what she called him, but that was almost crying that things are so difficult. She mentioned something that struck me when I was listening to it, because that's part of my morning routine. I must listen to the papers. She said, this adulting, this is the first time I'm doing this adulting thing. Yes, adulthood is not milk. It's not how much more Nigeria of today. You need to prepare your children. They need to have skills. Let them be responsible. The one that can learn how to platter should learn how to platter. Why doing something during holidays? It's important. Baking, cooking, carpentry, plumbing, different things. If you go to the internet, from the US in particular, you will see there that they are saying, if you can do those things for yourself, you save money for yourself. So even if you don't, oh, my child is not going to be, nobody is saying your child will be a plumber. It's to be responsible to him or herself. If I have to leave again, there are certain things that I won't say I don't have money that time. I'm telling you, there are certain things I will now consciously go and pay for my children to do. You know, sometimes we'll be looking at it that, oh, I don't have money for this one. I don't have money. So, or we didn't know then. There are certain things I would have consciously paid, and I'll say, go and do it. Okay, so support for academic and career success. That's what this will do to your children. So understanding there are levels of child development. We have the infancy. Let me pause here. Am I still on this call? Please, if you are benefiting from this session, can I see your comments on the chat box? Oh, wow, we've grown to 101. Fantastic. Can I see your comments on the chat box? If you're benefiting from this session, just put 1 or 2 things that you've gained from what I've said so far. I want to pause here. Am I still on this session? Blessing, are you there?
I'm here. You're still on. And we are
Okay.
getting
I've
yes,
just been
ma'am.
talking, so I think I want to pause here. Let's get some feedback. Let people put down what they've gained so far. I've said so many things. Yeah.
Hands-on learning. I'm benefiting, ma'am. This is stupendous. Intentional parenting. Someone gave us a fire emoji. Learning a lot so far. I'm benefiting.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Thank you. So you can all hear me. Thank you. So stages of development. When my children were growing, when I see this thing, I just look at it. Stages of development. They will pass through all the stages. Each stage has its own uniqueness. And the importance of this, I'm not going to dwell on this and start saying, oh, age, this, the way they say it, it becomes very monotonous, okay? But each stage, I want you to understand that, has its own uniqueness, and that's what we call milestones. However, if you are not vigilant, if you are not present, if that child crosses that stage and you are not you don't need to be a teacher, please. You just need to be a human being that is an adult. Because some will say, I never born before, so I didn't know. No, please, help these children. It hurts me a lot that now we have help. There is help for these children. All the ones that we've been, that we passed through when we're going through school, that we didn't have assessment for children. We did not know. In fact, there was a time, a few years back, my MD called me. Maybe let me just say about 10 years ago. That's to tell you, just 10 years ago. He said, Mrs. Suba, some of these children, they need help. I don't want you now to be praying, pray every time, pray. Prayer is good, but please, let the educational psychologists, let the counselors do their job. I really appreciate all that you're, but because you know that no, it's demonic. They should not. Please, some children need help. They do, and when you provide the right help, that child ends up becoming the best he or she can be. Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Airways, you know it, is dyslexic. You know what they call, for someone to be dyslexic, it's not easy. It's not. At his the time he was growing up, his early stages, of course, he struggled with academics. They could have given up on him, but he had the right support. There are many like that. Some of them were autistic. Some children, they are okay, they are fine, but because of lack of attention or sensitivity, they were not, it wasn't picked up that they had hard of hearing. Hard of hearing, meaning they could not hear well. And the parents would go home and be caning the child. All your mates. Meanwhile, the teacher was teaching. That child is intelligent, but the child did not hear well what the teacher was saying. So the child misplaced what he or she was supposed to do because the child was struggling and no right support because we're not patient enough. It takes a patient, a sensitive parent, and school administrators and teachers, educators to support children to becoming the best. Honestly. I once had a boy that, came and from admission, I'm dyslexic. And I said, what is this dyslexic? They've just warned me. That's about the time they told me that I should leave them. This dyslexic, it's not like as if I'm dyslexic. So when he joined us, because he had already gone, he had gone abroad, he stayed 1 year, no support. Nobody understood him. But he carried the report of being dyslexic. This one was he went abroad. So when he came, I took the reports. I said, report, let the person that handles reports handle report. That's educational psychologist. My own is the education part of it. So what happened was when he did first term, I noticed his percentage, this is before God and mine, 11% in math. And I wasn't teaching, but I'm a math person. He had his teachers. I sat down, I wrote an email to my school management and I said, I want to take off about 3 to 6 months from attending management meeting, because it was going to coincide with the day the boy has so many periods of math, and we couldn't move it around because of the complexity in the timetable. So I took official permission. What did I do? I got into the classroom. I started teaching. Let's see with the help of educational psychologists, and I'm there. Do you know all that boy needed was that one-on-one and that impact and the support of the family? As soon as everything we put them in place, this child picked up. He left with an A in that subject. Until today, my team, they are still asking, what did you do with this boy? Today he's graduated and he got a 2-1 abroad. But that's the child. So please, if you are here and you have a child that is having, special education needs, don't give up on your children. Let's just know how to support that child through. So the first stage is 0 to 1. And of course, 0 to 1 is completely dependent on the parents, on the mother most especially, clinging and holding. That these children are still being breastfed. So everything they do is dependent on the parents. Unfortunately, we've seen children that go through punishment in this age. We've seen children that go through abuse. One just happened last week. I came across it, 11 months. And I'm asking myself, are you for real? What's wrong? I'm by a father. Let's move on. Today it's not for sexual abuse. Toddlerhood is 1 to 3 years. 1 to 3 years. So this is the age where the first thing that comes to mind when I think about this age is rearrange. Rearrange. That is what comes to my mind. And you know what you are rearranging? You are rearranging your house. Those beautiful things that you used to show your friends when they come around. I have glass this, I have this, I have that. You need to rearrange your house because you are trying to save a life. But some people will still leave those things and that child will go and carry and break and fall on top of glass. And you are wondering, or water, the way the kitchen is positioned from where the child is crawling from. So you rearrange because the child is in an explorative stage. It's exploring, it's trying to test boundaries. Don't go there. The child wants to go there and check. Remove the thing, please. Where you used to iron, don't iron there again. Then you plug the iron, you leave the iron, you want to go and get another cloth. You have a toddler in the house, the child pulls the plug, the iron falls on the child's back. One day I was in a vehicle, I was driving, and this taxi came and was beside me. And I saw a child with this blue thing that is like blue ink they put on all over the child's arm. It's as if they were coming from the hospital. The driver had to tell the mother, look at the way this woman is looking at us. This woman is feeling like as if she should come down and beat us. And I'm just looking and I'm staring at them. That you for what? Do you know the pain that child will be in? So this is the time that this child is trying to explore. Motor skills are being, developed. They want to use their hands to do things, to hold, to do, So this stage is very, very key. When you say don't, the child in the mind is saying why. It's watching you to go back there. Then, there was a video that came out that a child took a phone that was plugged and put in her mouth. This is the stage, 1 to 3 years. And the child got electrocuted. And nobody knew. The other siblings were in the house. The mother came back and where is the baby? Where is the baby? And they said, baby is sleeping in the room. Baby is sleeping. By the time she got to the room, her child was stone dead. Stone dead. So it's painful, but that's the situation. So I know some parents are beginning to think now, please, I beg you, talk to your neighbors. People should just be careful. Early childhood, 3 to 6. This is when they start taking responsibility. Go and get me this, go and get me that. But you're still being careful. You can't say because you drink with glass cup and your glass cup is on top of the cupboard. So a child that is between 3 and 6, you climb and go and get the glass cup. That is the glass cup that when you drink it, you get inspiration from God. Please don't do that to a child. My house, and there was a time it's as if it's rubber, plastic we're all using to eat. Hey, I don't like children getting injured. That's my own. I remember once that my second daughter, because she's tall, she wasn't too small, though. This was maybe she was already past 10 years, maybe like 12, 13, but she was tall. She is tall. And 1st of January, she raised up her hand to wear her dress. We're going to church. And her hand touched the fan. What? I asked myself, what was I thinking? How did I know that this girl was growing taller than everybody? She was quite young, but she was tall. We went to the theater to suture the handle. And I said, I don't even waste time, bring down the fan. That's the instruction. Even things like standing fans, parents, standing fan, for children that are toddlers. Standing fan may not be healthy in the house, standing, the one that is standing. So you can see there are changes happening in the family. There are changes. You are just reorganizing your home as children are growing, When I had my baby, before I got home from the hospital, my whole house was, if you see the kind of underlay they put on the rug, you will enjoy it. And my husband gave a standing order that everybody carrying the baby that want to feed the baby must sit down on the floor, including him. So it was on the floor. He did everything he did. And when you see Oga sitting on the floor, who you will be now? You big person. Everybody, just for safety. Now, middle childhood, 6 to 12 years, is when they start refining their skills, increase independence in daily life. You know, the things that they have now begun to do, if they can draw, they are refining the skills in drawing. This is when you also send them to the kitchen. Go and wash plates. It's your turn. Plates they can wash. You don't give them the kind of plates that you use in entertaining the governor of the state. All those big plates, and you say 6 to 12. But yeah, stay here. You must wash it today. That's not fair. Things within their age. So everything I've been saying is age specific. And understand that the children are growing. We are all different. A child may also have challenges with the hand, but some parents will say, your sister is doing it. This one is doing it. What if the child has a wrist pain? Find out. When children say, this is paining me, know that it is true. Give an alternative choice. That's another thing. Because some will say, you want to run away. This one want you made an emotional change. This is where the children are asking, who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What am I going to achieve in future? Adolescence is very critical. It's a critical stage. So I have a video here by Andrea Rogers, and he's talking about teach. So it's a very short video. Okay. So if you can hear me, please, Miss Blessing, let me know once I start the video.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you hear?
No, not yet.
To teach.
I can hear. Yes, I can hear.
To teach.
Okay.
Without training is to fail in your task.
Okay.
Can anybody learn to play football by reading books? What happens? To teach without training is to fail in your task. Can anybody learn to play football by reading books? No. What happens when a man goes to training camp at football? Do they all go to the library? I'll guarantee you not. We need to watch a man as he trains his hunting dog. It's amazing. We train our dogs, don't train our kids. Then we tie the dog up at night and let the kids run wild. We are to train them. Listen, lead them. What do you want your children to be? Do you know what all of the emphasis is today? It is on sports and grades and physical health and popularity and ability, but not on character. Let me give you some words. Contentment, courage, courtesy, discernment, fairness, friendliness, generosity, gentleness, helpfulness, honesty, humility, kindness, obedience, orderliness, patience, persistence, self-control, tactfulness, thankfulness, thriftiness, wisdom. Who is teaching those things?
Okay.
Mom and Dad, it needs to be you.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear.
Short but sweet. Comments. What did you get from the video? Or was it too short? So Andrea Rogers is saying there that we need to teach and we need to train. We need to teach and we need to train, just like the athletes does to go to the field to learn how to improve on his or her skills. That's what you do with children. Okay, comments are coming in. Over. Miss Blessing, over. Miss Blessing, are you there? Okay,
what did you get okay, from Dr. Mrs. Schroeder? To teach without training is failure. Lesson, we need to train and teach our children. Please, let's keep it coming. What did you get from the video?
You know, one thing that struck me in that video is we train our dogs. We train our helps as well. We train other people's children, but we don't train our children. That's just the summary of what he has said. The second thing there is, okay, we have more comments. Over.
Yes, okay. Mrs. Ibiam said, character is key in training and teaching my kids. Ogono said, we need to teach character. Then we have AB, she said, character building. We train dog and not our children, from Dr. Mrs. Rhoda. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we have, let me just read this. Dr. Bemi said, training our kid is a must for a successful life, which we all pray for our kids to attain. So enlightening. And she put a smiling face.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know anything that can give fulfillment like training your children. Honestly, when children go out, a few days ago, I had an incident where a child was a bit rude. And after we had the conversation, as the mother was going, because I don't encourage anybody hitting the child in our vicinity. She was so embarrassed and upset that she just started hitting her. And I turned, I screamed, I said, no, you don't do that here. You don't do that here. The one word that came out of her mouth was, you came here to disgrace me and your dad. And she looked at me and she said, you will get a call from the father. The father is going to send an apology to you. He's going to call you. And in my mind, I said, what training? In fact, when she just called the daughter, she said, I don't want to hear anything. Just put your 2 knees on the floor. But some people say that is dehumanizing. I don't know how disrespect is, how you feel. I don't understand. Oh, no. She said, I don't want to hear. How do you say sorry at home? Do it here. And whatever it is you can do to ensure your children are well nurtured, they represent you. They are carrying an emblem of the family. Do it today. Do it. Do not shortchange it for money. And don't think the richer I become, the better my children will become. No, it's a conscious effort. And there's nothing as beautiful as, even though somebody has the means, there is laced in respect. People will just be endeared to you. That, wow, you mean this person has all this? And yet, look at, very humble. I've not heard, when I'm talking to young people, I tell them, I'm yet to hear that somebody will go and put, even the social media that you put on, and the person will put there and say, oh, the reason I love this person is that this person is very proud and saucy. And that's the reason I just love the person. This person used to match people on the head. They kick them. That's why I love the person. I've not heard it. And if it's happening anywhere, then I think it's a community of people that need help. That's the truth, not people that know what they're doing. So, role of parents, caregivers, educators in supporting child development. We've talked about child development. What is your role? First, you need to provide a nurturing environment for that to happen. Then, an environment that is supportive, that is safe. Some children are not safe in the home. Some children, they go to tell their parents, this is what is happening. There was a program I attended 7 years ago, 6 years thereabouts. That program, I'm yet to recover. These young people came together and they tagged that program, what I wish my father knew. And no, my parents knew. What I wish my parents knew, that was I didn't understand why they tagged it that way. So the young people came. It's an organization they formed. From their own pain, they organized that program. Till today, they are in their 30s. Some of them are late 20s, early 30s. So they are not children. But they are still living in they are carrying scars around. And some of them have not healed. They are still in the process of healing from it. And suddenly, you will hear somebody, one particular lady said, she couldn't say it, she was crying profusely. She said that she told her mom, I cannot go to my uncle to teach me. I know she is your brother. And my mom beats me and said that I'm the one that is seducing my uncle. She was still crying. This thing might have happened like 15 years before that time. She said I wasn't doing well in a particular subject. My uncle had left our house. My mom said I should go and be meeting my uncle. And every day I go there, my uncle will molest me. My mommy said I want to divide our family. Because the mother did not understand what it is to create a safe environment. Like I said, this is not sexual abuse, sexual whatever abuse talk. But because I do that, it's when I come to creating a safe environment, it's very key for me. When somebody is in your house teaching your children how to steal, telling them to inflate amount of things, that's how to do it to get money, and you're still keeping that person under your roof, no. You must listen to your children to see how you can support your children. Let your house be, the environment be stimulating. Then in the school, the same thing. If you notice that a particular child is a negative influence, deal with that situation. We're not saying that everything is expel a child. Deal with the situation. But if it requires you're excommunicating the child excluding the child from the school, if you're not getting the cooperation, then you may need to take that decision and maybe invite special help for the child. Setting clear boundaries and expectations. We need to clear. You cannot judge me on what you have not told me you don't want. So we need to set the boundaries. You cannot do this. This is what is expected of you, because it helps them to promote responsibility, independence, resilience as well. Okay, and to be self-reliant. Encouraging autonomy. I've mentioned this and I will not go into it too much again. Anything I've mentioned before, I'll just gloss over it because the topics are interwoven. They're modeling independent behavior. Now, for modeling independent behavior, I want to say here that there are some parents, they are not independent. They have one uncle, they have one brother, they have one sister that maybe could have helped them. But that sister is not helping you. That uncle, maybe is in government and you feel he should give you control. He's not doing it. Or maybe you are still expecting it. Don't let your children. They will not put the children. You see this uncle, this person is a wicked man. If he had helped me, you'll be abroad today. You'll be doing this today. You are setting a wrong foundation for those children. Because the next thing, those children will begin to look at somebody somewhere that they are depending on that should be able to help them. They are messiah somewhere. So we have to model independent behavior. It's not bad for people to help people. Let me put it that way. It's not bad. But be careful, because your children are the 24 hours video cameras that are going around with you. As you're talking, I once spoke to a young person that was cutting herself. She was cutting herself. She said it's a way of releasing pressure. But she was having a problem. And I said, where did you learn this from? Do you know what she told me? She said, I learned it from home. My parents were talking hush, hush, hush. They thought they were hush, hush. They didn't know that I was listening and I heard them, that somebody else was doing it. And they were saying the reason why the person was doing it. And I said, okay, let me try it. Maybe it will work. And funny enough, I'm telling you true life story. Say right things when children are there. At times, you are even so afraid when if you put these things into place that even when you are not even inside your house, you are watching to see whether your children they've put a camera on you, so they'll be hearing where they are, what you're saying. Then problem-solving skills also, you have to model it. When there is a problem, how do you solve it? Bring your children into it too. Providing opportunities for practice where children are given autonomy to practice independence. When they go out, at times we call 20, 30 times. Kilo day. It's God that still protects children. We're not saying you shouldn't call at all. But some parents can't do without calling. You call in the morning before the child takes his or her bath. You ask whether the water is the child is going to use to bath. Then you call again when the child has taken their bath. What color of can you snap the cloth you want to wear to me? Let me see if it is right for today's outing because the weather is cool. Excuse me. When you do that, they won't think for themselves. They won't think. And some of them, to be honest, you want me to tell you what they say when you are not there? Is that, oh, thank God. Thank God my mommy and my daddy, they are not here now. They wouldn't have allowed me to wear the stockings. I'm telling you, these are young adults, so these are adolescents, so they wouldn't have allowed me to do this. And I want the stockings again. They are all over me like flies. Those are the parents we call helicopter parents. Helicopter, you are hovering around them. Encouraging independence in daily life. So what I'm saying is beyond school, daily life. I have a quote here. It says, the most important thing that parents can teach their children is how to get along without them. God forbid, nobody will die here. So it's not about death we are saying now. But we are saying that when you are not there, they are in another place, you are in another place. You see, the one reason, I don't know about other people, but for me, the one reason I made sure that my children had experiences outside Nigeria when schooling, it's not because of their education is better than Nigeria's education. I always correct that. It's not because of that. It is because I want that level of independence. I want them to actually practice it. Call me if you have to, but there are decisions you should be able to take. So they face difficult supervisors. In fact, one of them, towards the final submission, supervisor actually left the job after giving them cold shoulders. So it was as if my daughter wasn't going to graduate. But do you know, I didn't know the details. I only knew, mommy, pray for me. Oh, you should pray for me. Pray for me. That's all I kept on here. Pray for me. My supervisor is making things difficult. She's always not coming around, but we'll walk around it. I'm not the only one in the group. The challenges she was also facing with members of her team, because they didn't do one person to one to, they did teamwork. I had my children, most of them did team. It's teaming. They'll say, you work together on a project. And people were not, see, it helped. Because now I wasn't there to say, who is that person that is not responding to you? Put her on the call. I didn't do that once. You will fry that fish and fry it where to be done. But I will support you with advice. So I will tell you, okay, so what did you plan to do? So what is what's your best bet in this matter now? Your research. If, for example, you now think, oh, that this particular aspect, you know about it, I know areas I can come in, but not that I'll carry it on my head. Not be me, they do project, I beg. So parents, so make it easier on you, because I have told many parents, my dear, I had a mother that did this thing, and today she actually died. I kept on telling her, this thing you are doing, you are not helping yourself. Oh, Miss Ubame, he's crying. When you ask her, what is the problem? Hey, let me use Michael. He's Michael. Hey. So this boy eventually got admission, went to university. He didn't finish year 1. I just got a call from him with his Nigerian number. What is it? Why are you calling me with Nigerian number? Are you back? I'm back. I came back. It's my mom. Your mom. What again? She wanted to see you. She called you back. I want you to do exam. It's my mom. Kept on saying it's I said, what is it? My mom passed. Passed. We need to take it easy. So encouraging independence in daily life. It's one, it helps them to build confidence, self-esteem, self-reliance. It encourages self-care and self-management. Honestly, self-management is a whole ball game altogether. Because if they are independent, they can manage themselves. When there is cold, they will go. A boy did not go for classes in Penn State University abroad in the US. To go to Penn State is hard. They don't just take people. Then it's expensive. It it is pretty expensive. Let me put it that way. So he went there and blew the money, and they told him to withdraw. Now, when I asked him, I said, why did you have to, why did they say you should? He said, because I wasn't going for classes. This was, I didn't know him before I went to Penn State. So it's not as if I knew him before he left. So he was coming now for, to be refined and everything. So why didn't you go for classes? It was pretty cold. I said cold. Didn't you have your duvet, something to cover you? Then you go for class. Didn't you have your jackets and everything? Oh no, I thought I could manage it. So I was sleeping. Sleeping? Why are you not sleeping? Why are you here now? You should be sleeping now. No, I blew it. I know I blew it. I'm coming for a second opportunity. I said opportunity. Indeed. And the father's eyes were red. He was just staring at me like if I could do magic. And I said, you will go through the pain of what you have done. That is the pain of regrets. But thank God he's young, so he was able to surmount it. Self-care. Knowing when to take their bath, knowing when to what to wear, knowing what to eat, knowing how to relate with people, self-care, knowing when they have offended somebody, they've said a word that is not right, when to say sorry, when to say, use the magic words across board. That is very critical. So this gradually helps to release, and we also help to release responsibility to the children. I've mentioned that it's in stages that we do this thing. So strategies for promoting independence. Create a routine chart in the house. So people post theirs on the kitchen wall. Don't be too lazy to do it, because with time, they'll be doing it for you. Like in my house, everybody knows who is doing what, who is on duty in a day. So when I come in, who is on duty today, I know the person. When I see somebody in the kitchen walking up and down doing things, I know, are you the one on duty? Yes, mommy, I'm the one on duty today. You just have to do that duty roster. And duty in every area. They know who must ensure that things are, well kept in the freezer. They know who is, everybody knows what they are doing, not because they are girls, please. I've seen people that have boys, girls, everybody have duty roster. And that's what I would have done if I had sons as well. Then they take on tasks like dressing, feeding, bathing. You may be paying somebody like a nurse, care nurse in the house, nanny. But nanny should also let your children grow, and they should not grow as if they don't have hands and legs. So I had somebody when my children were growing up until my first daughter became 11. She was there. True. I'll tell her, stop it. Don't do that for her. I said, no, don't do it for her. She can do it herself. There was a time I had to put my daughter in another school, and she would have to use bus to go to school. She was in boarding before, but I took her out of boarding, one of them. I said, this one, you need me. But I will do my work I will not, because of you, not be doing my work, and I'll be running after you now. You will be with me in the house. I will create a routine. I did a routine. So now, when it was time for her to now go to school around where I was working, because I was living in, because I was heading that place, my driver came, Ma, can I be taking her to, I say, are you the person that is the head? It is me. The car is no, she's going to take bus and keke. She will take it. Let everybody be looking at her. And she was doing it. Whether my students are coming with a Lamborghini or they are coming with a Land Cruiser, she will come out. Some of them, she will still eat dinner with them. That taught her a lesson. That person I'm talking about now is a graduate. Till today, she still talks about it. That was when she learned what is independence. So there are certain decisions that we also need to take to help our children, but don't expose them to risk. I've not come here to say expose your children to risk. It is manageable risk. So use positive reinforcement. If they do things right, praise them. Some parents were not praised when they were growing up, and they refused to learn praising children. They refuse to learn thank yous. Please change that, because this generation, you need to, let's say it out, please. Even me, I like thank you. I like thank you. So if I finish this training now and you all say stupid training, or you don't, maybe you even enjoyed it, you did not say anything, how do you want me to feel? Because I want the feedback. Then you're attending too. I'm saying thank you to you at the beginning. I said thank you for attending. Everybody wants to be appreciated. So why don't we want to appreciate our children? Is it because we saw them when they came out naked? Is it because of that? So they want to be told, well done. And in telling them well done, they will want to do more. Some children cry more out of feeling that they have disappointed their parents and the failure. I've seen people cry. And I will ask, why are you crying? They will say, no, I don't want to see my mommy and my daddy sad. One boy changed completely the day he saw his mother sad. The mother was crying helplessly. And the boy looked, and I'm telling you, from 40-something, that boy got 70-something. And I called him and said, what happened to you? That's when he was leaving his final result, 70-something%. He said, that day, Miss Uba, you can never forget. That day I saw my mommy crying helplessly. I told my mommy after that, those tears, I cried too. And while I was not crying, I told her, you will never cry tears of sorrow again on my behalf. I will change. And he really, really changed because I was teaching him then. So break tasks into steps, put chunks of steps. You do this, from this, you do this. Provide choices for the children, choices, because when they are small, you're putting these things in place. They are learning. They are also learning how to make decisions by themselves. Like I've said, it's age specific, okay? Encourage self-reflection. Let them reflect. When they do something and they blew it, maybe they've blown it, they've not done well, ask them, what did you gain from what did you learn from this experience? What did you do that you will not, what will you do next time in this situation? That question is very important. And I ask even staff members that question, much more children. Next time, if you're confronted with this situation, what will you do differently? Then also, let them reflect on their accomplishments. You've done so well. Fantastic. Come, let me hug you and all that. But how can we do better next time? After you have enjoyed the whole thing, how can we do better next time? And all of you will start talking. Encouraging self-care and self-management. They should encourage, I will jump some because I've spoken about them. I've talked about self-care. I've talked about encouraging, no, I've not talked about it. Time management. Parents, show time management. When they invite you for function like this meeting this morning, even if it is virtual, if you set a niche for yourself that any meeting I will enter quickly, set target that 10 minutes, 5 minutes to the time I'll be in the meeting, let it be so. The children are watching, going to church, going for functions. But when it is said that, my daddy is always the last to attend to, my mommy will be at home. She will be sleeping. She will say, no, you both should be going. Or we will go. Before my mommy will not dress up. That is not a good testimony. By the time we get there, they would have finished, the children would not even be happy. All the beautiful things happening, they would have done it. The dance, they would have finished dancing. The food, they would have finished eating. The games, they would have finished. Children will not be happy. They may not tell you, but they'll be looking at you. And you are setting a bad precedence. Because the day of somebody's visitation, may you not be missing. Maybe the day that child is supposed to get an award, that child knows that that's the way they do in the house, it will go late. It's not good. Promote emotional regulation. When children at home are upset and you see them tilting towards being violent, trying to break things in your house, father and mother, stand up to that child. Tell that child, if you try it, you will see action from me. It's not that you will hit the child or something, but you will take a definite decision. And you see, the one that works best for children when it comes to discipline, when you withhold privileges, it works. If you understand that child, when you know that child likes a particular thing and you withhold it, not only beating every time, it's not the best. So let's teach children not to break things. A child came to school once, was upset. The only thing I heard was one big bang from the toilet, boys' toilet. I sent a male teacher there. The male teacher got there, came back and said, he has broken all the mirrors. All. So they mashed him out. Of course, his parents will replace, but it is what the parents didn't take care of at home. When he came out, I said, come on, sit down. I said, this is exactly what you're doing in the house. You know what he told me? He said, how did you know? I said, you're even telling me he said, how did you know? Yes. And he was still breathing hard though. What kind of thing is that? But this chairman that we call our children, Lady Gaga, Lady this, Lady Chair Sweet, all those names, if they are not for positive, please stop it. Don't be praising children that may be showing signs of violence. You don't, and you tell the child, and my chairman, my son cannot take that. Can't you see how heavy he is? He will just slap anybody, he will just beat. and you are boasting, and the child is listening to you. No, that's not a good. I don't think there are parents like that here. I just believe that as I'm talking, you'll be telling other people in your neighborhood, let's take it that our parents are, they are doing the right thing. So they should be able to regulate their emotions. It's part of emotional intelligence. Then, of course, problem solving, gradual release of responsibility. You assess, how do you do it? I've talked about it, but now this is the how we are looking at. Assess their readiness to accept responsibility according to age. Because as you do that, it will increase their independence. Okay, you can do this now, you can do this. Children like it when you say, okay, you are the one, you can cook. You'll be able to boil egg now. You'll be able to boil rice. It's still plate you wash. Everybody should have duty. And you see them, the ones that are short, that cannot get to the sink, provide a stool. Oh, children love it. You say, this is the stool you'll be climbing. As you grow taller and taller, we'll be reducing the stool. They will laugh because they are still small, they are still impressionable. They are happy under supervision. So maybe you said, please, let her wash. You watch. You are telling your nanny, you watch her. Ensure that the child does not trip, but let her wash. Let her do something. Let her wash her stockings. Then after washing, maybe you rewash just for it to be cleaner. With time, the child will be doing those things. It's not one day now. There's some parents who say, no. What I suffered, my children should not suffer it. What's the meaning of that? I don't know what it means. So start with small steps, gradually increase independence, provide guidance and support, monitor progress. Building resilience through life skills, teach your children life skills, allow them to, because it will help them. Allow them to learn life skills. In schools have put a lot of life skills, in place. Sewing, knitting, drama, music, many things that they do in schools. At home, during vacation, you can also expose your children to some of these life skills. Learn how to play guitar, piano. Even during the week, when they're at home, they can, one day in the week, they can come to play, to teach them. Then even in employment, we still learn life skills. I've learned a lot on my job. I have. And I think everybody here, they've learned on their jobs too. Health, with life skills as regards taking care of their health. Money, how do they manage money? How do they take care of their what do they eat? How do they take the right meals? Then life skills in relationship, building lasting relationships. If you have had a relationship that have lasted over 40, 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, let your children see those relationships. Tell them what has kept those relationships. Recently I have a friend that is not based in Nigeria. She has been my friend for over 40 years. So anytime she comes to the country, every December they will bring all friends together, party. I take my children. My children see the way we relate. My children see, there are levels of friendship. Some will go into bedroom. Some will stay at the parlor. Some will stay outside. My children see that our own friendship, we can even climb the roof. And they're saying, Mommy, this your friendship, it has lasted. Teach them. Let them see it. Not that your friend, everybody quarrels. This one, you have quarreled with this one, you have quarreled. Your children are watching. They are not coming again to your house. And their own children are already friends with your children. What are you teaching them? Even if you want to stop relationship with those people, maybe for different values and all that, it should be done in a professional manner for children to also understand that there are times that things like that should happen. Okay, so children will learn how to navigate through life with this. Essential life skills for independence, time management, problem solving, communication. Children must learn how to listen attentively, which is the greatest part of communication. And whatever they want to say it well. There are certain people, when they stand up in the crowd, everybody's heart starts shaking. Hey, we don't know what someone want to say. Let your children not be like that. Let them read. Expose them to reading. Let them read. Teach them to communicate with you. Tell me, what do you want to say? Some of them will start because they know you will scream. They know that you will tell them that what they will not tell you. And it's from home you also learn how to communicate. Then you must listen. When they are talking to their siblings in the house or the people that are working, like if students tell me, my driver is outside waiting, I'll say, you're who? My driver. Maybe you are just knowing me for the first time. If that child does not pick it. Because most times when they say it, Immediately, I'm sorry. My father's driver or my mom's driver. I won't take your driver. I'll say, then I would ask you, the one you're paying salary, Abi? You're earning, oh, I'm sorry, it's my father's driver. I'll say, never should you call that driver your driver again. When you get to that bridge, you cross it. But you parents, some people will just say, the driver. No, it's Uncle this, is on Mr. This. That's what you call them from my house. Mr. This. I have a driver too. Mr. This. Uncle this. And there are conditions. If that driver takes you out, maybe you have a very important outing, I'm not going out, and I say, okay, Mr. So-so, take the so-so person out. My children know the parameters. They know. There are certain number of hours that if the driver is with you, you must ensure the driver takes a meal. You get the driver lunch and you get the driver a drink. My driver prefers to carry my children out than me because my own is work. They know that it's work, that's within his work. But for my children, he knows that he's going to enjoy. So the children will go into, if they go into shop, they will still get him his own lunch pack. That's, sir, this is your own, sir. You say, thank you. So when I come back, at times they tell him direct that my mommy, maybe I forgot, mommy said you should. You say, okay. If I want to not send him, you say, I want to remind you, she said I should. I'll say, that's true. I forgot to tell you. Okay, please. Yes, ma'am, I will let your children learn how to respect people and use things, but not to use people and respect things. So children learn to respect cars, respect money, and they call bluff to people. It's wrong. Okay. Teaching life skills through hands-on experiences and real-world situation. I have said that practical activities. Mentorship is also key. Find mentors for your children as they are growing, if they don't know yet. Let them look at positive role models. As they grow, they will choose mentors for themselves. But it's always very sweet and good when children, especially the boys, when you ask, who is your mentor? And they call my daddy. I love it because it means that the daddy has an influence in the life of that child. Okay? My mommy, my big sister, my auntie, my friend, is good. So let them find mentors, and you can also help them, direct them towards the right mentors. Encouraging self-reflection and self-evaluation, regular reflection, I've said that. Nurturing resilience and perseverance. I'm rounding up already. This helps children to cope with failures, setbacks, challenges. Now, this world that we are living in, we talk about emotional intelligence a lot. And under emotional intelligence, we don't... there's nothing like adversity quotient. There's emotional intelligence. There's emotional quotient, which is emotional intelligence. There's intelligent quotient, which is number intelligence, IQ. But they don't talk so much as to adversity quotients. Adversity quotient is key. Teach children ways that they can cope with adversity. That's how to build resilience in them. When they see adversity, they won't say, hey, life has ended. I once saw a young person, not once, just recently, and they called him and they told him that something had happened, in his family. It took us time to be able to pacify him and calm him down. At some point, he said, I'm tired of life. He rolled on the floor. This is a married man. He rolled on the floor. We're not saying people should not express. But for me, I just felt it was too much to the extra. I started asking what? But I kept on telling him that after this incident, you are going to be my student in a certain area. We need to speak. We need to talk. So there's a quote here that says, one of the problems around resilience is we have made it seem like we are supposed to live perfect lives. Oh, we are not. Where things don't go wrong. In childhood, we need to embrace that adversity. No, we need to embrace that adversity can be a powerful teacher. That failing is a wonderful teacher. When children fail, use it as a point to teach them that you can come back and bounce back. Not that, no, you cannot fail. If you fail, you are not my child. The blood is not running through you, Egba. Have you not failed in something before? Let children also see, be vulnerable with your children. Let them know when you also have missed it. So strategies for teaching children to cope with failures. Normalize failure. Let them know that it's part of life. Encourage effort, not just talents. Well done. You've tried, but let us see how we can do it better next time. Model healthy coping mechanisms. Some of them, they'll say they've gone into depression. Depression is real. We've seen that since after COVID, depression is real. I used to say depression was demonic until COVID came. When COVID came, I say it with all sincerity, I almost fell into depression that time we were on lockdown because I've never seen that kind of thing before. I've never stayed. I think maybe that was when I now knew that, okay, maybe I'm too active. I just felt, what is this? So we need to model, you know, a healthy coping mechanism. What do you do when this happens? How do you navigate your way through it? What are you supposed to do? Take a break. Speak to somebody. Ask for help. Cry if you have to cry. Boys don't cry. When boys cry, it shows they are weak. And they start bottling. And the next thing, one of the recent suicide that happened in a school was a boy that was laughing with everyone. But in the morning, they saw him hanging. And they now saw his suicide note. Yes. So we need to let them know that if they need help, they should ask for help. We're not saying they should be crying up and down, no, but then somebody can break down. We saw the recent DJ of Jam that he cried openly. That's an elderly man. Then teach problem solving, foster sense of control. Okay? Encouraging growth mindset and perseverance. I'm sure you will get the slides. I'll just pause a bit so that when you even get the recording, you can see what I have on the slides. So, role of positive reinforcement and constructive feedback. Provide specific and genuine praise. Well done for this. Thank you for this. I am proud of you for this. You have made our family proud. You have put your name on the map. You are going places to happen. You have the intelligence. You have done this. Nobody in this family, just look for one thing to make the child feel special. And there are several things that can make a child feel special. Use constructive feedback. Okay, now this for constructive feedback, I'm a bit careful about this because some people can give a feedback that is not constructive because it's what you know you can do. When your child, just tell your child that when somebody gives you a feedback, some people don't know how to talk and you cannot change it. Just tell your child, pick what is a lesson there. Don't be looking for everybody. This person said it this way. I want to fight. No, just pick it. Teach your children how to take feedback. That's the word. And some people can just say it out of jealousy. Oh, time will not permit me to tell you something that happened that almost put my family in fact, it was serious. And later the person sent a message and said that it's because I was jealous. It was something else. That thing almost, hey, God have mercy. But for jealousy, you needed to see what this person did. And I don't know this person from Adam till today. The person used a dummy email to send me an email on my child that was in school. Oh, my child, till today, we don't know this person and sent negative things to me. And I started trying to get this child. And this individual knew that I won't be able to get my child at that time because she was out. And so that message came at the time that the person just wanted to kill my enemy. Because nobody will be seated and say, I've taught you how to be independent and this, and you hear your child is in danger. You want to talk to somebody that is around that place. And eventually, you can't believe that after a week, the individual sent again another email begging, apologizing that it was because of sheer jealousy that she did what she did, that she's sorry. He or she, I don't even know if the person is a he or a she. The email, we could not trace it. There was no address. There was a way the person sent that thing. And I just let it go. In fact, I sent another message. I told my first daughter to read it. See my feedback. I had sent it. My first daughter looked at me and looked at me. She said, this God inside you plenty, shall I don't know. So you are still praying for this person. We have did this thing to us as a family. Mommy, I fear you. Because I was saying that, God will change. So we focus on behavior, not personality. Encourage self-reflection and self-evaluation. So I have a second story, and that will take us to the end of this. Now, attention, parents. This story says, a teacher was grading her students' homework assignments. Meanwhile, her husband was wandering around the house, glued to his smartphone, immersed in his favorite game. When she got to the last assignment, the teacher quietly began to cry. Her husband noticed and asked, what's wrong? She replied, yesterday, I gave my students a written assignment titled My Wish. Her husband said, okay, but why are you crying? The wife began to read. My wish is to become a smartphone. That's the assignment that made her to start crying. My wish is to become a smartphone. That's what the child wrote. My parents love their smartphones very much. They care for their phones so well that sometimes they forget to care for me. Holding back her tears, the teacher answered, I couldn't help but cry when I read the last one. Curious, the husband asked what was written that was so emotional. When my dad comes home tired from work, he has time for his phone, but not for me. When my parents are doing something important and the phone rings, they answer it right away. But they don't do the same even when I cry. They play games on their phones, but not with me. When they talk to someone on the phone, they don't listen. Even when I have something important to say. So my wish is to become a smartphone. After hearing these words, the husband was deeply shaken and asked, who wrote this essay? With tears in her eyes, the wife answered, our son. Parents, take notes. Electronic devices are useful, but they are designed to make our lives easier, not to replace the love we give to our family and the people we care about. Children see and feel everything happening around them. Their experiences shape their minds and leave marks that last a lifetime. Let's care for them so they grow up with the right values and not with false needs. So creating that supportive environment in your home such that your home will be safe, your home will be secured, and the children will be able to take risks, they will learn from their mistakes, and they will also develop the skills that will make them confident to succeed. So you will encourage risk-taking, you will foster resilience, you will promote self-confidence, and you will support autonomy. Like we've mentioned over and over again, you have to establish clear boundaries for your children and expectations. We cannot go this place, and this is the reason. Let them know why. Don't say, shut up, don't ask me questions. Please don't do that. When they ask, let them know why, okay? Use positive language and reinforcement. All this in Jesus' name, my child is not like that. What are you yourself promoting? What language are you using for your children? If you curse your children, people will use wrong languages for your children as well. Encourage open communication, foster and, a sense of belonging. Let them feel as part of the family. Now, finally, role of family, school, and community in supporting independence and self-reliance. Family, you have to provide a nurturing environment. You set clear boundaries and expectations and open communication. The school, because I have the teachers here and I have other people that joined. I believe some of my friends joined. I believe some people that saw our link joined. So for the school, provide children with opportunities to develop skills. I like it when I see schools that are having a day where children showcase their skills and talent. Talent hunts is very important. Let them take risk and let the school also help children to learn from their mistakes. There's nothing like Olodu. Don't make children feel less of themselves. A child might be doing well academically, but that child may not know how to sing. Like Florence Nightingale, you might not be able to sing like Michael Jackson, that kind of voice, okay? Maybe not necessarily dance like him. And again, there are children that may be able to dance, all their bones are flexible and they will win awards for the school and for their families. Let's develop skills in these children while we are helping them academically. Some can draw like Mozart. So the community has a place to also play. Communities play an essential role. You have a role, rather. Provide children with opportunities to connect with others. There are community engagements that we used to enjoy before. I don't know what is happening now. Some communities have parks. Those parks, some places, they've sold them off and people have built houses on them, unfortunately. When you go abroad, you see parks in different counties. You see parks. In communities, they develop relationships and they feel part of the community. Additional strategies provide opportunities for them to take ownership, reflect on their learning, let them have a growth mindset. You know, from the level of comfort zone, children will move to the fear zone. All children will go through because we all went through it. What I'm doing today, I wasn't born to do this. And I have a colleague on this call that has never heard me train. So when he saw this link, he joined. And I told him, I said, for the first time, you will see me do this today. I'm sure you'll be wondering, is it the same person I know? So let them also learn from comfort, like I said, to fear zone, from fear zone to learning zone, from learning zone to growth zone. All these zones, they have their peculiarities, okay? Provide feedback, not answers. Children, we want you to give them answers. Everybody wants answers, but it's not good for learning, for growth. Just tell them, okay, you're speaking to me, okay. As you're listening, you're coaching them into the answer. The answer lies most times within them, except if it is something that you are the person at that age appropriate to give the answer to that child. So in overcoming obstacles and challenges, strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't do. Obstacles, overprotection. Don't overprotect, and overcompensation. That's the one I didn't put on my slide. Lack of confidence. Those are obstacles that will make children not to exhibit independence and self-reliance. Fear of failure. I will fail. I've told you, just help them, hold them by the hand. Lack of opportunities. Parents, look for opportunities for your children. If there's an essay competition, let them write the essay. Even if it is dear, they stop at dear. When they see that other people are winning that thing, next time they will do something. Don't say, can this one get it? Can you? Don't do that. If a boy that I know, I won't go into details, that was recently co-hosted a major program in the whole of Africa. The dad told me that the saxophone that he just started playing, that he plays so well today, that they just introduced it to him, that he was not interested before, that he was the one that was a saxophonist. But today, that boy has gone international. Different organizations abroad are putting him in hotel. He's not yet 18 to do shows. So your child can be the next person. Then, of course, negative role modeling should be stopped. So we gradually release them, we reinforce them, we allow them to take risks, we provide opportunities. Please show patience to them. Be patient with them. Be consistent. Don't give up on your children. Don't give up. Some of us you see today, even you yourself, you started from somewhere. So be patient and be consistent and continually reinforce them positively. So to recap on all that I've said, 1, we must understand child developments. 2, encourage independence in their daily life. Build self-reliance through life skills, expose them to life skills. 4, nurture resilience and perseverance, okay? So that they can grow in their minds and they can persevere. Create supportive environment. Let the home be supportive, the school, and the community, and help them to overcome obstacles to their challenges. My final thoughts on the importance of fostering independence and self-reliance in children. Please, in the beginning, I asked you a question, and I will still end with question. This whole thing that I've said prepares children for adulthood. I asked you, I said, what kind of children do you want to see? Do you want your children to be as adults? And you gave me everything. I believe if you put these things to practice and you're intentional about it, you will get what you're looking for and even more. We also talked about it promotes confidence and self-esteem, okay? It encourages self-reliance and perseverance, support academic and career success. This child that I said today, he co-anchored an international event as a co-anchor, as a young boy of less than 18. I was just telling myself, as they were in that event, the mother was sending messages to me, Miss Uba, join. And when I joined and I saw him, I said, oh my word. So how will these parents feel seeing their son looking so responsible and co-anchoring this event? In fact, they told the whole crowd that they told them his age, and the whole place erupted with shouts. They didn't believe he was that young. But that is what your tomorrow will look like. That's just like a picture of what it will look like if you support your children to the best of your ability. Something has to give in. You can't chase two rabbits. You can't. And that money that you think, oh, that I'm trying to make more money, you can still make even more if you begin to organize and strategize your life, because those children, they are the first, they are the first exhibition and expression of the wealth that you think you have. So support the academic progress and call to action. In conclusion, success is to be measured not so much by position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. Overcome these obstacles with your children. And I believe with that, you will attain children that you have fostered in them independence and self-reliance. On that note, I will say a big thank you to you for listening to me. Over.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Hey, this is like a wake-up call to all of us parents. So please quickly go to the chat room and appreciate our speaker, Mrs. Charity Tony Uba. Wow, I believe that we have all gained valuable insight from today's training. I have gained a lot. It's such an insightful and informative, educative, value overload presentation. Please let me see your comment. Appreciate her before we go into the question and answer session. Please let me see the appreciation. Appreciate her. This is good. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you for this opportunity. We will be better parents. Thank you. Thank you. I can see, take your flower. Yeah. Very insightful, quite inspiring. This is deeply enlightening. Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So now we would like to open the floor for questions. If you have any question, please quickly go to the chat room, type in your question. You can as well ask to speak by using the raise hand feature so that you can ask your question verbally. The floor is open for questions. People are still appreciating our speaker. It's so impactful. Wow. This is good. This is good. We were all glued to our phones. This is good. This is inspiring and educating. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. This is beautiful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every word. This is an eye-opener. Wow. We would like to have more of this. Yes, we like to have more of this. Thank you. So please, if you have any question, or don't we have questions? Because she said at the beginning that at the end, all your questions will be answered eventually. So if you have any question, ask your questions. If you don't have questions, in fact, they are just giving you flowers. It's like we just end the session, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So, in the absence of question, it's like we call it a day. We are so overwhelmed. Thank you so very much. At this note, I would like to call up our ED, our Executive Director, Dr. Mrs. Rhoda Payosobiti, to offer her heartfelt appreciation to our incredible speaker. Thank you so much. The floor is yours, ma'am. It's like there is no question at all. We are not getting any. Thank you. You can stop sharing your slide so that we can take our ED's appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. So as we wait for appreciation, let's keep it coming in the chat box. Go there and appreciate our speaker for today. Appreciate her. Thank you so very much, ma'am. The thank you messages are still coming in. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Someone is asking for the title of the video used. That's Pere Jumbo. Mama, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's Teach and Train by Andrea Rogers.
Okay, Teach and Train.
It's on the slide. It's on the slide. You can send it later.
Okay,
Teach
ma'am.
and
Thank you.
Train. It's just a 1 minute plus video. Yeah.
Okay. Teach and Train. Thank you. People are still giving you flowers, ma'am. Great section. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Profound gratitude. Can't we please get the slide? You will get the slide. You will get the slide. This is coming from, I guess it's in.
Yeah, we need to be fast.
Okay, we have a on. Thank you. The floor is up.
Okay. Well done, everyone. Wow. Charity, this was fantastic, educative, insightful, and impactful. I have learned a lot, and you have taught us so many things and the importance of independence and self-reliance. You have taught us the role of parents, the role of caregivers, the role of the community. We will put all that you have taught us to use by God's grace. And the two stories you used were quite impressive. And we believe that we will not just hear or listen to what you have said, but we'll put them to action. And we will be able to have children that will be self-reliant, children that will be independent, children that will make decisions, and children that will make us proud as a nation and make us proud as parents and educators. On behalf of the management and staff of DIGS, I say thank you. I say thank you to all the parents who found time to attend, and even for those that just came and joined us. This was really good. Thank you so much. We are so sorry we took too much time, but I believe that it was worth it the while. So thank you so much, Mrs. Charity Tony Uba. Thank you, our host. Thank you, our parents, and thank you, our visitors. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a swell day. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you all. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.
Right. Thanks.
Thank you so much, our wonderful speaker, and to all of you for participating for today's event. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You added to the success of this event by making our time to join us, and you stayed till the end. So we appreciate you. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.